You know, Ruth, I've watched your testimony about the death of your son, Chris, the first soldier to die in combat in Afghanistan. And your son's story is an amazing story of sacrifice. Just share his story, please, Ruth.
Well, my son was a vegetarian philosophy major at the University of Montana when he decided in 2000 to enlist and do the fun stuff that the Rangers do, like jump out of planes and rappel down ropes from helicopters. He was in Ranger School when 9/11 happened, and on night maneuvers he stepped off into a 4-foot ditch and sprained his ankle. He tried to stick it out another 4 days, but he couldn't put his boot on after the 4th, so the sergeant sent him back to the battalion, the Ranger Battalion, with a cast on. Then October 9th, when the call went up to go over for the mission, he cut his cast off so he wouldn't be left behind. And then 10 days later, he was killed with John Edmonds aboard a helicopter crash in support of that military operation in Kandahar.
Joe, tell us about the National Memorial Day concert. It is a very special concert. It was a life-changing concert for you. It's coming up on the 25th anniversary, airing right here in PBS Hawaii Sunday nights. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, my feeling about it is this: it's a 90-minute concert, and what I find is the value of it is that in this 3-day weekend that we're afforded in this country, you know, a lot of people will be watching the Indianapolis 500. They'll be barbecuing. They'll be doing all the things that they should be doing on a 3-day weekend. Right. But if they carve out 90 minutes to watch this program, they will understand why this is just not if you can call any holiday run-of-the-mill, this is not one of them. In other words, without this holiday, we have no other holiday. Without Memorial Day, there is no 4th of July, there is no President's Day, there is no Martin Luther King Day, there is no Labor Day, there's no Easter, there's no Christmas, there's none of it. Because without the sacrifices these men and women have made over our history, we don't live in the country we live in. And all you have to do is look around and realize how unique this country is to the rest of the world. So if anybody has an appreciation for this country, which anyone who lives in it should, just by watching this 90-minute program where it's a combination of musical acts, of dramatic readings, it just every year it just leaves more, for me it leaves more and more of an impact and more explains in the best way possible, I think, what this holiday is about. And that's all we're asking, is in other words, for people to at least understand what this holiday is about, so that maybe it will affect their life as it has affected mine, which will cause them to give pause and perhaps give a little consideration to men like Ruth's son, but these men and women who've given so much so that we can have so much.